All right, this is Mark Boersma with Synergy Solutions and CPN, Christian Professional Network, and Coffee Connections, and Legacy Partners, and a whole bunch of different things. And we're talking with Kevin today. And Kevin and I, this is our first conversation, but I knew that I had been looking for Kevin for over 20 years, literally. Seriously, I've looked all over the world, and I have not found very many. Like, I haven't found any pastors, actually. It's like they're not connected into the business. And I'm like, did you guys not read Paul? Do you not see that he's a tent maker? He's a business person. He's an entrepreneur. He went in, and I've had an opportunity to share Christ. I have an opportunity to bring so many people in, and through entrepreneurials and business and connections and stuff like that. And I just don't understand why pastors don't embrace this. So what's your journey, and how have you come to this?
Well, let me start with what we're doing right now, and then I'll give you a little background as to why. So my church, Cornerstone Community Church in Hobart, Indiana, one of the initiatives that we started when I got here about two and a half years ago was connecting with businessmen in the area, and it was definitely a God-ordained connection. There's an individual, Bill McClure. He's with Masterwork, and he started this organization. And the basic idea is that he is a workplace chaplain. And so he goes into workplaces and he offers his services, and he builds connections in the workplace. But one thing he really focuses on, and the reason I in Cornerstone started a relationship with him, is that he really focuses on the idea that God is about redeeming all of humankind, including the place of business, and especially entrepreneurial environments. And so when he goes into those environments, he starts talking about what it means to be a business person, businessman or woman, who is honest, who is caring, who is generous, and how, because God designed us to be this, and that was his original plan in creation, how you will actually see your business flourish and grow just through basic Christian values.
Do you have suggestions for Christian business professionals and business owners? How do they communicate to their pastor or to pastors? Mm-hmm. How do you communicate that? Listen, what do you have to like? It just seems like it's just so weird that that pastors don't embrace it. What suggestions and tips would you give?
Well, what has made an impression on me, and I could relay that to you and anyone else listening to this. Bill McClure, the guy that I partnered with, he reminded me of something. We spent half of our life in the workplace. Half of our life at the office or wherever our place of employment. And if we talk about going to being, salt and light and going after the lost, we have a perfect opportunity. It's an environment where people are actually want to hear about, how to live well, want to hear about how to be people of good character. And so reminding pastors that's the best place to start. And in fact, reminding them that this is a low-hanging fruit. How much energy do we put in reaching, so here's an image. There's this idea of, hey, true evangelism, let's say in America, you got to hit up all the coffee shops because that's where all the unsaved people are. I go to my local coffee shop, and, I love Starbucks. But a lot of the Starbucks I've been to are filled with Christian soccer moms, or homeschool moms. And, that's not the best environment. The best environment is our spheres of influence, and one of our great spheres of influence is going to be the workplace. And so reminding pastors, this is actually low-hanging fruit. There's not a lot of energy you have to put into this. I didn't know anything about Coffee Connections. So I just assumed, it was just another kind of networking thing in the area. And so it's really exciting that you have a Christian background and understand Christian ministry too.
Yeah, I do, and it's neat to be able to blend everything together. Like I said, I've been looking for you for 12 or 20 years, and so literally, and so it's neat to me because I think that, I'm a pastor's kid and a missionary's kid, and I know the language and I know all that, but they're like, well, Mark, you're a business guy. I'm like, I know, but, and I think really, I think when pastors, I think you can connect and communicate, in a way with pastors to help them to see, listen, this is a no-brainer. I mean, it really doesn't have to take any of your time. It doesn't have to take any of your resources, and it's really something that can be run by other Christian business people in the church, and it's a great way to reach out and bring value to those that, business people, because I think a lot of times, the church helps so many people, but the business person, everybody's like, oh, they're fine, and it's like, well, kind of not.